Alex woke up every morning to the same alarm, the same ceiling, and the same heavy feeling in his chest. Nothing was wrong on the outside. He had a job, a roof over his head, and people who believed he was doing fine. But deep inside, something felt painfully unfinished. He would lie in bed for a few extra minutes, staring at the wall, already tired of a day that had not even begun. Somewhere in his mind lived dreams he once cared about, but now they felt distant, like memories from another life. He used to believe he could become more. He once imagined a future where he was confident, successful, and proud of himself. But over time, fear quietly took control. Fear of failing. Fear of being judged. Fear of starting and realizing he was not good enough. So Alex stayed where he was. Safe. Comfortable. Stuck. Every day looked similar, and every year passed faster than the one before. He told himself he was being realistic, but deep down, he knew he was just avoiding pain. There was a voice inside him that spoke softly but constantly. It told him not to take risks. It reminded him of past mistakes and whispered reasons to wait. Now is not the right time, it said. You're not ready yet. And Alex listened. He postponed his goals, compared himself to others, and slowly lowered his expectations. Watching others chase their dreams hurt, so he pretended he never wanted more in the first place. At work, he did only what was required. No passion. No excitement. Just survival. At night, he scrolled through his phone, seeing people his age building businesses, traveling, and growing. Each image made him feel smaller. He wondered how they found the courage he lacked. He wondered when he had stopped believing in himself. The regret did not hit all at once. It came slowly, in quiet moments, when he realized weeks had passed without progress. One evening, after another long and empty day, Alex overheard a short conversation that stayed with him. Someone said that comfort is the most dangerous place to live, because nothing grows there. The words were simple, but they felt sharp. For the first time in a long while, Alex felt uncomfortable in a new way. Not fear, but awareness. He began to question the limits he had accepted as truth. He asked himself if his life was truly limited, or if he had simply chosen not to push. That night, he sat alone with his thoughts. He saw clearly how fear had shaped his decisions. He saw how waiting for the perfect moment had stolen years from him. And for the first time, he felt honest anger, not at the world, but at himself. Yet beneath that anger was something else. A quiet hope. A dangerous thought. What if the walls around him were not real? What if the limits existed only because he believed in them? The next morning felt different, not because Alex suddenly became fearless, but because he became tired of running from himself. The fear was still there, sitting quietly in his chest, but it no longer controlled his hands or his feet. He did not wake up confident or powerful. He woke up honest. Honest about how long he had waited. Honest about how much time he had already lost. And that honesty pushed him to do something small but brave. He took the first step he had been avoiding for years. At first, nothing magical happened. The world did not clap for him. His doubts did not disappear. In fact, the moment he started, his fear grew louder. It reminded him that he could fail, that people could laugh, that he could waste his effort. But this time, Alex did not listen. He reminded himself that fear had been lying to him for years. He told himself that staying stuck was also a risk, and maybe the biggest one of all. The early days were difficult. Alex failed more than he succeeded. He made mistakes, felt embarrassed, and questioned himself constantly. There were nights when he wanted to quit and return to the comfort he knew so well. But something had changed inside him. Each time he fell, he noticed that he could stand up a little faster. Each failure hurt less than before. Slowly, he began to understand that failure was not a sign to stop. It was a sign that he was moving. As time passed, Alex noticed small changes. He spoke with more confidence. He trusted his decisions instead of asking for permission. The voice of fear was still there, but it no longer sounded powerful. It sounded tired. In its place grew a new voice, one that asked better questions. What could I learn from this? How can I improve tomorrow? That voice did not promise success. It promised growth. There were moments when everything felt heavy again. Progress was slow, and results were not always visible. But Alex kept going. He remembered the idea that growth lives outside comfort. Every uncomfortable action became proof that he was building strength. He was no longer waiting for motivation. He was creating it through action. And with each step forward, his belief grew stronger. One day, Alex found himself doing something he once believed was impossible for him. It was not perfect, but it was real. In that moment, he did not feel proud because he had succeeded. He felt proud because he had not quit. He realized that confidence is not something you are born with. It is something you earn by keeping promises to yourself. Alex's life did not suddenly become easy. Challenges still appeared, and fear still visited. But he was no longer trapped. He understood that limits are learned, and anything learned can be unlearned. The walls that once felt solid had cracks now, and through those cracks, light entered. This story is not just about Alex. It is about anyone who feels stuck, afraid, or behind in life. The truth is simple. You do not break limits by waiting. You break them by moving, even when you are scared. Start small. Start today. Because the moment you choose action over fear, your life begins to change.